So somebody was asking about what I call level one, and for those that don't understand, we're going to unpack this. I have a session that I'm getting ready to launch to help you get your beginning band right for next year. And you can see in my instructional academic matrix, I break down concepts. One of the concepts that I hashtag that I make a major focus or a theme for a particular month is that of level one. Level one. So, what is level one? Level one is the idea of a foundational concept that's constructed out of 7 layers. Think about it. This floor is what I would call the foundation, but this floor itself has layers. There's tile there, right? There's some type of glue or mortar that kind of holds the tile in place. Underneath that, there's concrete, right? And then underneath that concrete is probably even more reinforced concrete. Might even be possibly be some dividers, like some wood, some framework there, maybe some reinforced steel, right? And then underneath there is even dirt that was brought in and packed it down to provide the level nature that we needed to build on. And in some places there may be concrete under that, depending, so there's a lot of levels to what we see. And when you talk about building something high, like a skyscraper, the higher it goes, the more they have to build down, just like a tree has root system. I always say a tree grows 2 ways at the same time. It grows up with branches that we can see and down with roots. And the roots and the branches are important. Matter of fact, they even mirror one another. But so many people do not see the root system. So what level one is part of that root system, the part that nobody sees, that nobody knows, the work that doesn't always show, but is incredibly important to show what you know on a stage or, with your students. Let's break it down. The first thing on level one, there's 7 components of it. The first one is holding still. And with that one, we teach the kids to sit tall, shoulders fall, meet in the back, feet flat. You have to sit tall, let your shoulders fall, make your shoulders meet in the back, and put your feet down flat. Now that becomes the construct of a powerful word. The powerful word is set, S-E-T. So anytime I say set, it's not left up to their interpretation. Set, actually, I created a mental rubric. Sit tall, shoulders fall, meet in the back, feet flat. It's 4 things that they can assess to make sure that everybody on the row is in the agreed upon set nature for set. So many times I go and I see students, I see bands, and their intonation is off, which means their tuning is off because you can't tune bad tone. And the tone has different variations because there's so many iterations of posture. It all starts within, right? I don't want to labor that point. That's on the session that I teach. All right, so once we have set, the next thing is you have to watch. It's the word watch, okay? And I play games with the students. I make them watch my hands, right? I make them count with me. I don't do traditional conducting patterns at first, and throughout the year, I'll break away from that just to make sure that we have everybody watching. That's so important. Too many times we get right before a concert and we're shouting at the kids to watch, but we've never instilled the concept, the fundamental level one concept that watching is a non-negotiable. It should just be the way we do what we do. So we watch, right? Play games. I have them shout out loud. I'll even change counts. Be careful with your fingers. You don't want to hold up the wrong finger. I'll do different things. 1, 5, 4, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 5. Make them count. Stop being so monotonous with it, right? And then after you hold still, because if I can get them to hold still and exercise that discipline, now they can listen up. Hold still, watching. The next one is toe tapping. I'll take that same watching game and I'll tell them I'm moving your feet. And the kids will do it every time. And then we challenge them. Come on, guys, move the foot with me. It's going to take them a while to do that. But the first time they can do that, they're going to have such a sense of pride if you make it something that seems like it's worthwhile. Now, why is that important? Because now I'm reinforcing the idea of holding still, focusing, that's all holding still is, and watching for a purpose and with purpose. That my conducting pattern is actually almost like a puppeteer. I'm moving everybody's feet. I have strings on everybody's feet, and that's your job. And sometimes my conducting may just look like this at first, just to reinforce that idea that I'm moving your feet. and then I'll go to the traditional gestures. So after holding still, watching, toe tapping, the next one is breathing in, followed by breathing out. And the question is, how do you breathe? And I always like to ask the students this. I say, how do you breathe? And they give me all these different answers. And I'm like, wrong. The question is, how do you breathe? The answer is, how do. And they're so confused when I say that at first. I'll say, the question is, how do you breathe? The answer is, how do. Now, by breaking down inhalation to a syllable, now I have a powerful word I can use. I need how breath. I don't have to worry about inhalation, how breath. And now it gives them a challenge that they can kind of wrap their mind around, right? There's connectivity to this abstract idea or this foreign physical concept of breathing in a certain way, the band way, because you can't have casual breath, casual air. It has to be band breath, band air, not bad breath, but band breath, right? So we go how? We make sure they feel that cold air on the back of their throat. We make sure that their bellies are getting big, that they're breathing big, right? And then do. And we push that air out. Do, which then turns into what? To, which can then be translated to T or ta. And now that air is channeling, it's focused, it's fast, it's pushed. So that's breathing in, breathing out. And then the next one, kind of the last one, is embouchure, but I don't say embouchure, I say band face. Just like athletes have game face, right? Game face, I need you to have band face. That's my band face. If I put my clarinet in my mouth, that's my band face. If I put my saxophone in my mouth, that's my band face. If I put my trumpet to your face, that's my band face. If I put my trombone to my face, my French horn, that's band face. If I do any of those band face. The only people that don't have that band face are flutes, tubas, and percussion. Percussion, we can be silly with it. I always say, here, give me your percussion face. Just depend on your grade level. You just have fun with them. They don't really have to set their face a certain way. But with flute and tuba, everybody in the class is corners in, flat chin. Keep it simple, guys. Corners in. Let me see you flex those face muscles. Corners in, flat chin. Everything else we can teach systematically when we go to the sections. But unison, corners in, flat chin. That way the cheeks don't puff. No bubble lips. There we go. Corners in, flat chin. Everybody else, flute and tuba, you are pout and poo. Pout. Tuba's got to get those lips out. Flute's got to get that bottom lip out. Wipe the smile off your face. No smiling flutes. A frown makes a good sound. And I teach it that way. It makes it so simple when you have large classes. And then after that, level 7, or point number 7 in level 1 is putting it all together. Now, why do I put that last? Because everything that I taught can actually be the focus of one lesson or even 1 week. I have done holding still for a week. We call it power drills. We make games out of it. We do all sorts of things. We do the breakdown, the concept. We go from saying it verbally to internalizing it mentally. The whole watching, we made a game out of that. Now, after we get the foundation, so to speak, of holding still, then I put watching on top of it. Then I put toe tapping, maybe the next week on top of it. Then on top of that, I put how do, breathing in, breathing out. Then on top of that, then I put band face, embouchure. Then on top of that, now we're putting it all together. And that becomes, watch this, the floor and not the ceiling. What do I mean by that? Once you do all 7 points of level 1, that's the thing we stand on. It becomes the baseline or the foundation, the basis for what we build upon. So I think it's super critical and important. I want you to consider how you implement that and how you unpack that. I'm going to share that in my course. So just stay tuned, guys, as we help people everywhere and empower and equip educators everywhere to keep on going with systems of joy, right? Systems of joy, because what I just did is not what we would define as joyful, but you can make it fun when you make it bite-sized, fun-sized learning. Until next time, guys, keep on going. Find out more on the website, MickeySmithJr.com.